Alright, part 3, The Dragon's Dream. The next time Martin returned to the dungeon, he found the dragon rubbing its eyes, as if it had just awakened from a long sleep. "I had the most curious dream," the dragon said. "It was a recursive dream, in fact. Would you like to hear about it?" Martin was stunned to find the dragon in something resembling a friendly mood. He forgot all about the alchemist's latest problem. "Yes, please do tell me about your dream," he said. "Very well," began the dragon. "Last night I was looking at a long loaf of bread, and I was wondering how many slices it would make. To answer my question, I actually went out and cut one slice from the loaf of bread. I had one slice and one slightly shorter loaf of bread, but no answer. I puzzled over the problem until I fell asleep." "And that's when you had the dream?" Martin asked. "Yes, and a very curious one. I dreamt about a dragon who had a loaf of bread just like mine, except his was a slice shorter. He too wanted to know how many slices his loaf would make, but he had the same problem I did. He cut off a slice, like me, and stared at the remaining loaf, like me, and then he fell asleep, like me as well." "So neither of you found the answer," Martin said disappointedly. "You don't know how long your loaf is, and you don't know how long his is either, except that it's one slice shorter than yours." "But I'm not done yet," said the dragon. "When the dragon in my dream fell asleep, he had a dream as well. He dreamt about, if you can imagine this, a dragon whose loaf of bread was one slice shorter than his own. And this dragon also wanted to know how long his loaf of bread was, and he tried it by cutting a slice, and that didn't tell him the answer, so he fell asleep as well. And he had a dream." "Dreams within dreams!" Martin exclaimed. "You're making my head swim. Did that last dragon have a dream as well?" "Yes, and he wasn't the last either. Each dragon dreamt of a dragon with a loaf one slice shorter than his own. I was piling up a pretty deep stack of dreams there." "How did you manage to wake up, then?" Martin asked. "Well," the dragon said, "eventually one of the dragons dreamt of a dragon whose loaf was so small it wasn't there at all. You could call it an empty loaf. That dragon could see his loaf contained no slices, so he knew the answer to his question was 0, and he didn't fall asleep. When the dragon who dreamt of that dragon woke up, he knew that since his loaf was one slice longer, it must be exactly one slice long. So he awoke knowing the answer to his question. And when the dragon who dreamt of that dragon awoke, he knew that his loaf had to be 2 slices long, since it was 1 slice longer than the one before. And when that dragon dreamt of him woke up, I get it," Martin said. "He added 1 to the length of the loaf of the previous dragon. And when you finally woke, you had the answer to yours. How many slices did your loaf make?" 27, said the dragon. "It was a very long dream."